Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to color this floral garden stamp using my Tombow dual brush pens. This stamp set also comes with a stencil to color in the flowers one by one using your favorite colors. I opted not to get the stencil. Here you can see the supplies I'll be using. Basically, just placing my stamp set on some tone 10 paper, which I'll be placing it into my MISTI so I can stamp my image using archival black ink. I have to remove the paper in order to put it on my MISTI. But you can also emboss this image to give it a different look if you want. You know, I chose this big beautiful stamp because it's perfect for the bookmark die that I'll be using later on the video. Because this is a big stamp, I had to stamp it more than once because of the size of it. See, the lines are faded, so that's the reason I had to do it more than three times just to make the black lines look a lot darker with archival black ink. Since the long stems of the flowers are a little faded, I am using the black EK2 pen to make those long lines darker. This stamp set has a lot of flowers and there is a lot of work to do. Now it's time to start coloring this image using different colors from Tombow brush pens. I'll be coloring first all of the leaves and then I'm going to color the flowers. I blended in different color combinations for an assortment of colors for all the flowers that this stamp has. There is a lot of greenery here and a lot of coloring to do. So I try using a lot of color combinations for the flowers, as you can see. I started coloring the left side of the image first, and I was breaking it up in sections in the sense that I tried coloring first all of the leaves. Then the same flowers and blending in the colors that way. I go wherever I feel coloring at the time and work throughout the image. The coloring took some time because I wanted to look at the colors I have in preparation of what I had in mind with this stamp. You are going to notice that on the bigger flowers, the ones I color white later on, you will see this. I use different pens and I use the Derwent paint pens in white. Like I said earlier, this stamp set has a lot of greenery, and it took a long time, a few hours, not a long time, but a few hours for me to finish coloring this stamp set. I'm just using different colors here, combining the reds and the yellows with the orange colors for those smaller flowers. With a stamp like this, you kind of gotta get creative on the colors that you want to use. Just bring your colors out and just pick the ones that you feel it will look very pretty on your image. Get those colors out and try to think ahead in what you want to use. I really like the way these flowers turn out. I really like how that looks. The combination of colors I use on this stamp set. I hope you feel the same. Even though these are watercolor pens, which I did not use water with, they dried out pretty fast. It did not smear my work at all when blending them with other colors with it. If you use them, let it dry a bit, and then go back blending in different colors. Now what I loved about these markers is that I can color any flower that is the same kind of flower, the same color. I was consistent throughout the panel, and I basically worked this way on the stamp set. I usually start on the lighter side and move on to the darker colors, and it makes the image look different. I'm liking this already. I'm liking the colors I have used. You just have to keep on working with the colors you have until you are satisfied with what you see. You don't want to start over because it takes a lot of time coloring this image. I think what I like about this image is the white paint pens that I used. I think those flowers stand out for me. And the next will be the yellows. Tell me what you feel about the combination of colors that I used. You think you like the white color better than the yellow ones? Do you guys have Derwent paint pens? I have some colors, but I really have not been able to use them too much. And if you do have them, how do you use them? What do you do with them? Do you use water with them, or do you opt not to use water? I don't have that many copy colors pens. Do you have well, a lot of people have them, but now I see that lately everybody's using, I believe it's called Olo colors. So now I have pulled out my die cutting machine to die cut this bookmark die from Altenew. You know, I have had this machine for many years. It probably shows. It is the first one I purchased over 7 years ago or so, and it still works well. Okay, so for back to the image, I used this beautiful paper pad with flowers and butterflies that I think goes well with my image. What do you guys think? You'll be looking at the paper pad soon, because that's what I'll be putting on the back of the bookmark. See, I like that paper pad. It's cute. It's beautiful. So here I'm just making the stems longer with the black pen. So now I'm just going to give it some shimmer to all of the flowers, as you can see me doing here, and then I will let it dry for about an hour or so. Do you guys have this stamp set? And what have you done with it? It will make the card look nicer, I think. I could have put some butterflies, small butterflies on this card by the roses or flowers. I think that would have given it a nice look as well. Now I'm blending the edges of the cardstock using Tim Holtz Distress Ink Vintage Photo. I love this ink because it really gives any image you have a vintage look. See? Okay, so my thinking here was to laminate these two bookmarks because I have a laminator, but I did not have the laminating pouches. So I had to compromise with the plastic dividers. I had to order the pouches from Amazon and they came after I was done with this project. This is why I had to trim the plastic dividers. Now I'm going to put double adhesive on the front side of the bookmarks on each side so I can adhere it to the plastic dividers. I'm compromising here, as you can see, since I did not have the laminating pouches. So I'm just putting double adhesive on the edges of the bookmark. And now I'm going to be removing the red plastic lining so I can adhere it to the plastic over it. This is a strong tape, so it will hold the plastic in place. Since I now have the pouches, they arrived after I was done with this. Someday I will be doing a different type of bookmark or anything else to show you. For example, you can embellish your cards by using it for a shaker card, or you can put a stencil over it and use your paints to add color and then let it dry. And you can use it on your cardstock. You can do different things with it. So now to adhere both of them, the front and back, I'm just adding glue to them. And this glue will hold them tight. Okay, soon I'll be showing you this book from the movie app called My Adventure Book. Did you watch the movie? So cute that movie was. And the note that Ellie left to Carl. I bought it because I fell in love with it. It is so beautiful and it reminded me so much of the movie, right? I'm sorry I've been absent for so long. This is a hobby of mine, so I cannot spend so long hours doing this. But I thank you for watching and giving it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Take care. Bye.